Now, I know this to be true, that people want the law because it allows them not to become a Christian, allows them to perform as a Christian. Yet their hearts are still wicked. They can say, I have never committed adultery, but they never fix their eyeballs when it comes to a woman or a man walking by them. They can say, well, I've never ever murdered anyone, yet they hold bitterness in their heart towards their brothers and sisters. And so what do? We read this testament right here, the New Testament, about the instructions to the church. And what we do, we look for law. If there's not law and it's just wisdom, what do? We say, yeah, that's fine, but I want to perform for the Father. I don't want to become for the Father. And so now we have this problem. We don't have to be fully convinced of what Christ says. All we have to do is walk in a straight line and have these morals. And this is what we do, by the way. We parade our morals around. We say, look at me. I care for these people. I care for these people. I literally had a girl in our church. She walked away from the Lord, and it was a no-brainer. She came and she said, I feel like I have more compassion than Jesus because I would let those who practice homosexuality into heaven. I said, wow, that was actually a pretty good point. But I was looking at her going, you think the gospel is about rules and regulations, not about transformation of the heart. It's not God saying you can't come into heaven because you're a sinner. It's you can't come into heaven because you rejected my ways. Not because you rejected my law. You never even heard me and transformed your heart. That's what this is about. And I hear people say these things, and they're so law-orientated. Just give me the rules, and I'll follow the rules. And they never take the time to examine their heart and say, but Father, have I become what you wanted me to become? I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of people who get to heaven, and the Father will say to them, wow, you acted very well. But the entire time, you were never convinced in your heart. Wow, you knew how to perform for me, but you never gave me your heart. You were never convinced. And that's why he says in scriptures, because this is like a long theology here, but that's why he says in scriptures, only by faith can you please him. Only by faith. I don't care how merciful you are, how justice driven you are, only by believing him are you going to please him. He doesn't care how well you perform. He wants to know what you really are. Will you really follow him?